Hey, what's going on, everybody? Angry Sarge, and I'm here to talk about two belts, two duty belts. Um, One of them I wore for a pretty good amount of time, and then this one I've got a few months on as well. So, um, one's a newer duty belt, one's the old style. So, I wanted to go over like kind of the differences and everything like that, and we'll get weights once we put everything in as well, so you can see kind of what I've went from and evolved to, not over the whole course of my career because things have changed so crazy. um, and I don't have the original holsters and stuff that I used to carry. I have like one of the original holsters from um, Gen 4 Glock 17 days with no optic and all that stuff, and when I carried on SWAT. But um, now I have this whole new setup, and I kind of wanted to go over it, but I'll show you quick. This is nylon gear. This is a nylon duty belt. It's got some add-ons like the blade tech and all that stuff. And we'll tabletop this so you can see. You got a tourniquet, handcuff pouch, radio pouch, medical glove pouch, latex glove pouch if you want to call it that. Another handcuff pouch, QLS Safariland system, and closed top sideways Safariland mag pouch as well. So this is a Safariland belt, and the inner belt is Safariland as well. And I also have belt keepers for it because I wore belt keepers. So for usually 6, I usually wore about 6. And this is also another thing that helped keep my keys on it. I have one on the front and then attach my keys to it, just unbutton it, take my keys off, button it back when I put my keys back on there. Something silly like that. Inner belt, Velcro, and then what I kind of graduated to, and we're gonna discuss it tabletop wise, look at it, and also I'm gonna tell you kind of the things that I want to change, and maybe get some feedback from y'all and see what you think as well. But this is my Blue Alpha Gear belt. It's Molly, Cobra buckle. I've got where I put my keys, zap tool, handcuff, open pouch. I got my tourniquet here. I've got my Guardian Warrior Solutions. Everything's pretty much mounted on adapts, the old Tigris Guardian Warrior Solution stuff. I've got the Narcan pouch, or the party pooper as he calls it, Guardian Warrior Solutions. I've got the little Velcro hanger that he has, and attached to it I have an HRT magazine pouch, a closed lid, but I use it for my latex gloves, and I have a unique way of accessing those. I took everything off the back except one handcuff pouch, which is close to my radio pouch, right here. And then my radio pouch can come off. It's got a blade tech that helps it come off. 2 pistol mag pouches that are HRT. This is 09, or I can't remember. Yeah, 09. Radio pouch. These are HRT arcs, and one of them is on the Adapt Micro, so I can take this, can it, do whatever I want to do. And then I've got one straight up hooked onto the Molly, both using Guardian Warrior Solution stuff. And then I've got my Taser Blade Tech mounted on the actual Black Hawk connector. And then it's got its own nice little inner belt that I really like. I like this style. Instead of it just coming over and hooking with hook and loop, there's a loop. It goes through, hooks, comes across, makes it more secure. So yeah, I wanted to talk about these, kind of show you what I evolved to, and then this is still a work in progress. I've been using it for over 10 months. I really like it. It's really lightweight because it's Tigris. A lot of the components on here are very lightweight, so it's helped me out a lot. But I'm going to show you the pros and cons, and um, I thought this would be a cool video to do. So on that, we're going to do some tabletop stuff. I'm going to get my GoPro on, and we'll see you down here. Let's go ahead and check this out. First and foremost, I am going to tell you I did unload my duty weapon prior to. This is the mag and the extra round. I always do one in the pipe and a full mag on top of that. So I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to weigh it, so that way you get a good understanding of what the weight is total with my old belt. And then that's going to include this as well, the inner belt. So let's take a look at it, and I'll show you what's inside of the pouches and everything. I kind of put it back to the way I used to wear it. So first and foremost, we got two magazines right here. They're set, so whenever I reach for them, I'm just drawing across and bringing it up into the gun, if that makes sense. So I'm pulling from here and going there. So I have them set that way. I'm not a fan of the sideways. I've kind of always liked the up and down straight, which is like this. So whenever I grab the mag, it's up and into the gun. So the other ones that I have, you'll see they draw a little bit different, but anyhow, I digress. Alien Gear Rapid Force holster. I don't have the level 2 that I was carrying before with the Safariland, because I gave that to your favorite libertarian so he could do some stuff with it and have a Glock holster. So let's take a look at it. We got a clear weapon. Show you how it works. Defeat that. Bring it out. Locking it to the rear. Nothing. Nothing. Clear and safe. Okay, so nothing fancy, just a plain Glock 17 Gen 5. I love this holster, I'm not gonna lie. I've been carrying it for a while. I've gotten used to it. It's really fast. I know it's really loud too, but having it on the QLS system, being able to change that out is pretty handy. Okay, next we have handcuff pouch. Have a set of handcuffs. We got the latex glove pouch. We've got our 4 belt keepers. We got the keys that I carry. Handcuff key. Our off-duty truck key. Another spare squad key. A door opener or lock for those push bar doors. For our building, and some keys to, I think, my computer dock or something like that. So then next to it we have my radio pouch, and the reason why I like this one is because I could spin it and then take this off. So I could spin it all the way around. Let's see if I can do it. And it's a Bianchi. Okay, I don't have enough to spin it and take it off. Usually I do it without the radio in it, but it's held by a little retention strap, and it's a good pouch. I like it, but I wanted something different. My TQ holder and handcuff pouch, and then I have my Blackhawk taser pouch or holster. Sorry, taser holster for the Taser 7. This work. When you have these in, it gives you 2 lasers. So that way you can track. Let's see if I can get that on the wall. So you have your bottom, the red is the bottom, and then the top is the top, as far as the probe go. And then you can switch it from a long distance to close. So that's long distance, this is close. So it's really cool. I like that it does that, because I have 2 different cartridges. One's a 12 degree and one's a 3.5 degree. I don't know if you can see those or not, but yeah. It's a pretty neat
set up, it'll charge. So you can pull the trigger and it'll go. And then they have these little testers on the side. So that way you can test it and make sure it's going good. So anyhow, the one thing I do like about this blade tech is that I can pull it off and then I can rotate this to whatever I need. If I want it straight up and down, canted to the back, whichever way, it's helpful to have it that way. Set up your gear the way you like it. So, and then we have this inner belt. So, but that's it on this. Nothing special. You can see why I want to upgrade or wanted to upgrade, because thankfully we buy our own gear and all that stuff. So I wanted to have some good quality gear other than what I'm used to. These thick belts is part of the reason why us in law enforcement had back problems and stuff like that. And then this right here, this is another reason why I changed and went with the Guardian Warrior Solutions bang hanger, is because this right here, this paddle, causes pressure points and all that stuff in the side of my leg, and they hurt and everything like that. So to me, it was just smarter to get something that doesn't put those pressure points on my legs. And since I can have a strap, a leg strap, to keep it tight against my body so that way it doesn't rock, because of my hip problem. When this rocks like this back and forth, it causes me pain. So I'm grateful that they listened to me and let me kind of tailor my new gear to make it work for me. Coming soon though, however, I will be running a carrier that allows me to mount my pouches onto it, if that makes sense. So I can get a majority of this stuff on here off of my hips onto my shoulders, and it'll help me with my hip problem as well. So that injury is death, and I'm just trying to make it to the end of my career the best way I can. I've got a few more years to go before I retire, so I just want to make sure that I can make it to the end. All right, hey everybody, we're back. We're gonna check out my new duty belt. I'll kind of go over everything. That way you can kind of see it set up. I really like this setup. It's a 1 3/4 inch belt, which I found out is the perfect size. I don't have to worry about it being a pain in my back or anything like that. And I really like this inner belt. And here's the reason why. Because it has this little buckle loop. And it's secure, works well, pretty sturdy. So that's one thing I can say that I definitely like about this inner belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this off after I kind of show you what everything is, and then I'll talk about what I like, what I don't like, and all that stuff. So of course we got the Blackhawk taser on the blade tech, taser 7. Take that bad boy off. I like this system, I tell you. I can't say enough about it. Being able to switch the angle and do the things that I want to do is really freaking cool. The next thing are these HRT mag pouches, and they're good. I like what they are, but I have some issues with them, and I'll tell you that here in a little bit. So I'm going to take one out. I keep one straight up and down, and then I keep this one canted to the rear some, so that way I'm coming back, I'm grabbing that one, and then my secondary sweep, catch it and go. So there's those. My radio pouch from 09, which does, if I want to, I don't usually use it, but it has this little bungee retention right here. So it's a really cool pouch, holster, whatever you want to call it. Same thing, I have the blade tech on it. So whenever I go to off duty, I take these off, and my holster I take those 3 things off so that way I can sit in my personal car when I go to my off duty. So all right, handcuffs, Blue Alpha gear, by the way, just like the belt and the inner belt. Really like their products. I will tell you, I'll get to that here in a second. Let me just get the rest of this stuff off. All right, so we got the Narcan pouch, we got the glove pouch, and this is something, it's not really a glove pouch, it's a magazine pouch, but this is kind of what I did to make it make sense. Okay, this little hanger like that. So what I did is use this hole to just pop out my latex gloves. I keep them in a little bag, and then I can slide the next ones down like so, and then open this back up, refill it. It's just a neat little party trick, I guess. But I have 4 sets of gloves in here, so if I need them, I have them. Also the Narcan, this little party pooper pouch, and Guardian Warrior Solutions. Just keep my Narcan in here. This is a neat little pouch for what that intended purpose is. Like I said, it's Guardian Warrior Solutions. This little panel right here hooks onto the back of my belt. And then we've got all Guardian Warrior Solutions adapts holding my pouches on. All right, go over to the holster. We all know what that is. It's an Alien Gear Rapid Force level 3, which I am definitely 100% a fan of. We're gonna clear it because that's what we do. I had it loaded because we weighed everything. So clear. Put this back in the holster, close it. Here's the bang hanger, QLS adapter. We have I'm not going to call it a drop leg strap because that's just silly. It's just a leg strap. And like I said on my previous video, because I have that hip injury, having this close to my leg and not bouncing up and down really helps keep my hip from dealing with the shock and all that stuff. And you see this is kind of molded to how I carry it. Now it does mold, it kind of moves, gets set up to wherever it's carried at. And then this, I think, is from Defense Mechanisms. So it's my TQ pouch. If I need to access it, I just rip this up and then I can pull the TQ out. And then on the front, same thing, Blue Alpha gear, handcuff pouch. I'm carrying, I think these are Peerless. Yep, 2 Peerless cuffs. I got Smith & Wesson inside the car. I got multiple handcuffs. I've got hinge cuffs. I've got regular chain cuffs, my keys. So that's how I carry all my stuff. And for some of you weirdos that are like, oh, well, you're not carrying a flashlight there. Well, I have like these cool pockets on my uniform. So this is one that I carry, the wedge. This is like for light work. I keep it in my back little flashlight pocket. This is for light work. Like I'm going into a house and it's daylight out, not very dark. There's lights on. I just need to do a quick search, or if I'm searching a vehicle, just a quick search under the seats or something like that. But I do carry one of these in my car, and this is the Streamlight Stinger 2020. So I do run flashlights. I just don't have a need to carry a pouch anymore, because if it gets bad, I can turn this thing on. And it's okay. It's not bad. And it has a turbo function. So it works for me. It does what it's supposed to do. So I have these 2 lights. If I'm going to go into anything that's prolonged, I grab this as a just in case, just to make sure that I have a good flashlight to do my duty stuff with. So On that, let me clear this table off real quick and we'll come back and I'll talk about this belt. I'm back to give you the pros and cons of this belt. We'll start with the pros, but there's a lot of good things on this belt. When you go across, it has everything that I need to do my job, and it's pretty comfortable. But there's some things that I definitely don't like and I want to change, and I want to make sure that I get the right equipment to make sure that I can do my job effectively and not have to worry about little things. And you'll see some of those things, but there's a lot of good things on here, like this blade tech mount. I love this setup. It's easy. I can rotate, do all that good stuff, set my taser up how I want, not have to worry about that. The angled mags are great as well. I like that. Having one straight and then one angled really helps. This being able to take on and off from my radio on the blade tech mount with the 09, which I will tell you is probably the best holster for your radio. I like this thing. It's awesome. And then, you know, I take off my taser, the radio holder, and my holster as well whenever I go to off duty. So it just makes my life easier. Everything's really lightweight on here, having the Narcan, the glove set up, which I showed that, which is pretty cool. The TQ mount, you know, place to keep my keys and all that stuff, the drop leg. So let's get on to the things that I don't really like about this setup. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to turn and do all that, but so I do like the handcuff pouch because it's really lightweight and it's very durable, but I think this right here really bothers me, this up and down motion, because it's on the Guardian Warrior Solutions Adapt Micro, so it fits the belt really well. I just don't like that up and down play. Let's see, this strap. So this leg strap stretches and does all that stuff. I'm thinking I may go to something more solid so I don't have to keep tightening it and all that weirdness, but something better. I'm gonna look more into that and see what I can find. The belt itself is still really good. I really like it. I like the inner belt and how it works as well, but here's a key component that I'm not happy with the Adapt Micro, right? This got jostled a little bit in a fight and crimped up, so I don't like that aspect of it. So that's definitely one thing I don't like. I don't know if the new stuff will have that issue, but if it doesn't, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. So, and then this conforms. I'm actually gonna look at updating this and putting a body armor vent pad on here, making one for it, which would make it a little more comfortable as well. So it's got a little bit of standoff too, so that'll be good. And lastly are these HRT mag pouches. Okay, they're not saying that they're bad, but this is one thing I don't like right here. So my mag slides up. I know I may have mentioned it, but that's definitely one thing I don't like, is that I have to, every time I get out of my vehicle, push my mag down to set it and make sure that it's good to go. But as far as that goes, I'm gonna update this thing, make it better, and kind of keep you guys in the loop with what I do. Maybe do some shorts or something like that if you're interested, but if you're not, I'm still gonna post it. And if you like it, sweet. If you get some great ideas off of what I'm doing and you're in law enforcement or you're setting up a battle belt or security or whatever the case is, then make sure you follow me, man. I would definitely appreciate that. And let me tell you one awesome thing I like. This is definitely one of the best things I have on my belt is this holster. And there's a reason why I like it. It's fast, it's very secure, it's sturdy, and it's set up how I like to use it. So it's definitely a bonus with having this holster. Is it really is a good holster regardless of what other people may say. I know Milspec Mojo likes it, and he runs the Alien Gear Rapid Force. So I can tell you from my job perspective, this is definitely a great setup. I'll make some changes. I got some stuff coming in pouch wise and all that. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, everybody, I'm back, and I'm gonna give you kind of my final thoughts between the two. I couldn't really get a good video of weighing these because I had to be down there and kind of make sure everything, the belt and everything was on there, so I couldn't put it on there. But my old wet gear, the nylon gear was 12 pounds, and then this one was 10. So 2 pound savings is pretty significant when you're talking about putting that weight around your hip, okay? Around your waist, hips, all that stuff. So talking about your back, everything like that. So with the upgrades, the improvements, we got to see the things that I didn't like about this, the things that I did like. I'm gonna make some changes coming up in the future, especially pertaining to my mags. I'm gonna do +5s on these. I do have the mags for it, but because I wore that old one for so long, I've been so busy, I keep forgetting to just swap out the mags and plus up and all that stuff. So there will be some changes, but please, 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 if you know of companies out there, especially for military law enforcement, and you're like, hey, look, you should really try this stuff out, I'm willing to do it as long as it doesn't cost me a fortune. You gotta remember, all of this is coming out of my pocket, so I'm not big enough right now to really have companies just throwing stuff at me and everything like that. I'm kind of doing it on my own. So if you have advice and you want me to try it, definitely put it in the comments below. And thank you, as always, for watching my stuff, hanging out with me, going over, seeing some of the stuff that I use and what I wear on duty and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. I get to share a little bit of my world with you guys. So on that, thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one.